Hey there guys, welcome to today's Captain's Blog. It is Wednesday, February 6, 12:07 hours, and we are here in our 800 square foot progress bar. You're right at the halfway mark. In fact, you are right at the halfway mark.
No, that's right here.
Oh yeah, because they're off 2 feet either side. Because it's rocking out. So, Jabroni's edging. Yeah. You're rocking out with the big one. Yeah. I have a lobby full of people. So today I'm Salvador Dali. So Chris Wilson is here. Got another new guy, Michael, came in for a video internship. We just snatched him up for development. So they're doing.
The boss family gets saved.
Hi.
Hi there.
they're doing important stuff. So we're gonna hire him for development because we need more grant writers. And look at this. There's a whole herd of people up here. Omni's keeping an eye on him. She's got it. All these people are architects and engineers and such. They're pretty cool. So, yeah, I gotta do a thing. You guys have fun, I'll be back. Hi there guys, my name's Chris Boden, and you just wandered into nerd heaven. And I think it's really cool because I have to give a lot of these talks. I spend half my life on stage and the other half in front of a camera. And the hardest part of my job is explaining to people what the hell it is that we do. And it's really hard to find people that just get it. And it's really cool because I have a whole crowd of geeks. You're all engineers, you're all geeks and nerds, and it's fabulous. And it makes my job much easier, so we get to rock through a lot of stuff. And I'm going to gloss over a lot of things that I normally have to walk people through. And I just like the fact that I can talk to you like adults. What we are is the place where all of you wish you had this 20 years ago. And you don't see that yet. You will by the time we're done with the tour. This is Mythbusters. This is Bell Labs. This is NASA. If you take away all the structure and rules. You've all spent a massive amount of your life getting an education. And at some point along the line, you figured out that all the stuff that you're really educated in, you actually taught yourself. The teacher's job was just to facilitate the learning process, to let you teach yourself. I gave a really good example earlier when we were just doing the little beginning thing. How many of you guys have a smartphone? Exactly. Every geek's got a smartphone. And they all came with a little book or with a manual on a CD or whatever, and none of you read the manual. Because you get it, shiny new toy, it's a gadget, we'll figure it out. You know how to use your smartphone, you know how to check your email, you know how to do your settings, you figured it out. The Geek Group is that on a massive scale. In the real world, for you to get access to the level of tools and equipment that we provide here, it would be fiscally impossible. A lot of you have access to be able to be around things like industrial robotics, CNC tools, things like that, but some company spent $100,000 for that CNC machine, and they're not going to let you spend 4 hours playing with it to make your really cool part that you've got in your head. The technology exists, it's easy. They make 3D printers, they make CNC machines, it's easy to get a machine where you can take your really cool idea and make it, but it's really hard to get access to that machine. If you have $100,000, you can buy one, put one in your garage, and rock out. But normal people can't do that. And this extends to a world of things. Every person in this room is smart enough to change their own oil on their own car. It's not hard. Doing this in Michigan in February in your driveway sucks. It's a 2-hour job, it's filthy, it's dangerous, it's not a fun time. If you simply had access to an automotive hoist, which is 5-10 grand, well, now it's a 20-minute job, and it's clean, and it's safe, and it's easy. We have the hoist. That's the whole idea. You can come here and have access to tools, materials, resources, facilities that simply don't exist outside of the research lab. And we are the R&D department for you. You can come here and build absolutely anything you can imagine. There are no rules. If you want to build the next big thing, you walk in the door and say, I got an idea. Well, okay, let's start with CAD. I'm sure some of you guys probably know a thing or two about CAD. And then we go to the machine shop. Let's build it. Let's go to the metal shop and build the case for it. Let's go to the paint shop, put color on it. Go to the electronics lab, wire it up. And you may not know all those things, but you're all smart people and you can figure it out. My job isn't to do the work for you. My job is to say, here's a workbench, what do you need? And if you don't know how to solder, he does, he'll teach you. If you don't know how to do electronic engineering, we got guys for that. And they'll help you do it, but you're going to do it. That's the whole idea. If you want to change your own oil on your car, you can do that here. If you want to change the engine on your car, you can do that here. And then there's the other side of it. Every person in this room is smarter than me in something, and I'm kind of right. But there isn't a single person in here that could own me in something. And if you have the desire to teach that, I have 6 million views on YouTube and a massive video production enterprise right on the other side of that wall. We have 4 studios. And if you want to come and teach anything, I don't care what it is. If you want to teach the fundamentals of AutoCAD, or if you want to teach the fundamentals of structural engineering or mechanical engineering or anything, and it can be very, very tiny specific things, you can do that. And the videos here are the exact opposite of every video you've ever watched. If you today turn on the Discovery Channel, which most of us remember when that was actually intelligent television, now you get Honey Boo Boo. Maybe it's just me, but personally I want to plant my boot so far on Honey Boo Boo's ass that the first person to pull it out becomes the King of England. That's just me. The reason that exists is because in the real world of professional broadcasting, they have to have X number of people watch to make advertisers happy because everybody has to make their $100 grand a week. We went on the Barry Manilow philosophy. Now, how many people here actually deeply love the music of Barry Manilow? Okay, you're one guy. I've done that a million times. One guy. Yeah. But how many of you know who Barry Manilow is? Exactly. We found a way around the hot dog problem. If you and I want to go to lunch, and we decide what we want to have, we could end up having steak and a beer. If we want to get everybody together, we're going to have noodles and company. If we want to get a stadium full of people to all agree on what we're going to eat for lunch, we're having vegan hot dogs. It's the lowest common denominator, and that's how television works. What we did is said, all right, let's make the TV that we want to make, and not care about the money, and not care about advertisers, and not care if anybody watches. We don't care if 99% of the people don't want to watch it. Because 1% of all of the internet is a hell of a lot of people. And it turns out that's millions and millions of people, and they're watching. And if you, what do you do for a living? What's your thing? Civil engineering. Okay, civil engineering. That's kind of cool. I'm a physicist. I do high energy physics, so I build bombs and you build targets. That's kind of cool. If you wanted to do a 3-hour video talking about the fundamentals of civil engineering, you and I both know that 99% of the world is not going to care. They don't want to watch that. But that 1% that does are rabid, furious fans. And this is true of anything. We're doing 500 videos for Haas CNC. And each video is a little tiny piece, like thread milling. We just did a video on thread milling. It took a month and a half to make the video. It goes on for like half an hour. And if you don't want to know about thread milling, you really don't want to watch this video. But if you're a guy in a shop somewhere that has maybe been a machinist for 20 years, and you've got a Haas machine, and today your boss just put a thing that requires thread milling on your desk, it's something you never do. It's a very unusual machining process. But now you can go on the internet and do that Google search and say, thread milling, teach me. And there's a video that tells you everything you ever want to know about that one little thing that you need to know without all the other crap. And this is the exact opposite of how TV works. If you watch the Discovery Channel, the Learning Channel, the History Channel, pick one. It's, hey look, it's science! Ah! And they talk for 2 minutes and it's done. And you didn't actually learn anything, but it was really shiny. And totally useless. If you go to the Public Museum of Grand Rapids right now, it's beautiful. It's a cathedral. They have more money than God. And you all had the day in school where it's like, field trip, we're going to the museum! And it was a screw-off day. And that's why you liked it. No homework, yes! And you go there, and it's like going to grandma's house. It's cold, it smells funny, and you can't touch anything. This is the exact opposite. You come here, and we're going to throw, like today, while you are here, we're going to throw 20-foot lightning bolts across the room. Because we can. We didn't build it because we need a practical application. No, it's fun. We're blowing shit up. This is cool. This is what we do. This is acceptable behavior. I have a big fireproof room. Come blow things up. The whole idea is this facility exists as a place for engineers to do all the things that you never get to do in your normal job because that's not acceptable behavior, or there's rules against that, or my God, think of the children, and so much blood. And you can come here and play. Whether it's to create the next big thing, we don't care what it is. Whether you want to teach and make a video, whether you want to teach a class. Are any of you guys familiar with the military concept of hot bunking? They do this on submarines, okay? Anybody who's ever been in the Navy knows this. You have 3 guys in one bed, and they don't love each other that much. One of those people is sleeping every 8 hours. Now your beds at home right now are empty, and that's a waste of a bed. We do the same thing with a classroom. If you decide you want to teach a class on pick something, you can go on our website and say, I want to teach a class on mechanical engineering and I work 9 to 5, but Tuesday nights from 7 to 9 I can do that. So Tuesday night, 7 to 9 I want to do a class on mechanical engineering. And we're going to vet him and make sure that he's not completely insane and that he actually knows what he's talking about. And we'll give you a classroom. Free! Take it! I have a classroom right downstairs, 30 seats. Go nuts. We'll put it on the website, and a whole bunch of people will sign up for his class. And all those people pay, I don't know, 20 bucks to take his class. And we get a little cut, he gets a little cut, we both win. And now he's a teacher. He's teaching mechanical engineering in a class. People don't get a diploma for this. That's not what we're about. We are not an accredited degree-granting institution. That takes all the fun away. We're a place where people actually come to learn something useful. And you can all do this. You can all teach a class. Anything you want. My job is to make sure that you're credible and that you're safe. That doesn't mean that you're not going to light things on fire. In fact, some of our best teachers do. But it's the opportunity for you guys to take all this stuff crammed in the back of your head, and instead of going home to your spouse, who really does not want to hear about one more damn bridge, you have a rabid audience. And there's a world of you guys out there. You've spent your whole life learning this stuff and doing this, and it's practical knowledge. It isn't what you learned in college, because you all spent your first year out of college unlearning everything they taught you. And this is how we do it in the real world. I want the guys from the real world to teach it. I want the people that do to teach it. That matters to me. What?
In the interest of time.
Oh, yeah, all right. I talk a lot. I told you, we gotta let him go first. All right, so who wants to blow stuff up? Yeah! Okay. Follow me. There's a lot here to see. There's a lot to see in the facility. You guys didn't even get to see any of the other floors. Downstairs, computer sciences, surplus, a laser lab. We've got a massive laser lab. If you get the deep need to shoot a laser beam at the moon and bounce it off the retroreflector that Apollo left there so you can see the glint of light and measure how far away the moon is that day, we can do that. But there's a lot more to this. It's too much to cover at once. And you're going to spend the next 6 hours unpacking everything I've thrown at you, I'm sure. But I want to take a minute and make sure you guys have any questions. What do you want to know? Ask me absolutely anything and I'll do what I can to answer it.
How is this funded?
guys like you. There are other hackerspaces on the planet. Lots of them. There's one in Detroit. Membership in every other hackerspace is usually, they start at the low end at about 80 bucks a month, nominal's about 120, and they go up to 200 bucks a month. We're 40 bucks a month. That's it, 40 bucks. We based the prices on the YMCA. We went to the Y and it was 85 bucks, and we said, well, cut that in half, that's expensive. We want to provide access. And I believe that if we make it cheap, if we say 40 bucks a month, and it's unlimited, it's not 120 bucks a month and you only get 10 hours a week. It's, if you want to live here and be here for 20 hours a day, I'm fine with that. We're going to be open 24/7 within 6 months. I believe that if I can make it cheap enough and accessible enough, I have 43,000 square feet here. If I run out of room, wherever will I find an architect? Let's build another building. Let's expand. We're in a part of town where you can't, there isn't a house on this block you can't buy for 60 grand. We can grow. If I keep it at 40 bucks a month, everybody can join. And they should.
How did you get all this stuff?
Donated. Guys like you. It's, alright, here's a good example. We have more tools than a Lowe's store. Really. Any tool, if you've ever had the opportunity to play with a $10,000 torque wrench, come here, they're awesome. I tune my drums with one. It's great. But every one of you guys has a socket set, right? And you've had it forever. It started with the set that your grandpa gave you when you were 12, and it just kept going. And what happens is you get a socket set in 1975, and by 1988, half of them are broken, you don't even know where 7/16 is, you go out and you get another set of sockets. But you don't throw the old one away, because that just isn't done. That's rattling around the bottom drawer of your toolbox, because you might need that fifth, 3/8 socket. Well, what happens is, guys like you go in their garage and they're like, I got too much shit here. And they fill up the back of the truck with that second old drill press that you've had forever, half a dozen ratty old sockets that are mismatched and odd, and they bring them here. And you show up with a truckload of tools, and he shows up, and everybody's got it. Everybody's got junk. Junque, junk. It's stuff that you can't throw away because you can do shit. But you don't really need it, and you want to get more junk, so you got to get rid of the old junk. We do the same thing. We have surplus room for when we get shiny new stuff and have old stuff that we want to pass on to the members. Well, if all of you guys do that, and everybody brings in half a dozen sockets, and that's it, just half a dozen sockets, random sizes. Well, now all of a sudden I need a 5-drawer filing cabinet just for 1/2-inch drive sockets. We have 3 filing cabinets, 1/4-inch, 1/2-inch, or 1/4-inch, 3/8, 1/2-inch. That's just the socket set. Our socket set weighs about 1.5 tons. And we still don't have a 7/16 socket. But, because that's the one everybody loses. But that's how it works. Everybody's got junk. I don't care if you've got a drug drawer in your house, you're all engineers, you have a basement full of crap. And you've got a basement full of really cool crap that you don't know what the hell you're going to do with. Like this, here's a good example. This came in from a little old man. He died. His wife saw it. She called us and said, please come take this. Now, I won't pass this around because some of you want to have kids someday. But this is a very heavy container. This is a Geiger counter. You know where this is going. If I open the heavy container and peel back the lead shielding, you want to have kids and flippers? You take the Geiger counter, which is now making noise. It's hot as hell. He had this in his basement. I don't want to know why. I can tell you he works for a local defense contractor, and that's when I quit asking questions. But that's the kind of thing of, what are you going to do with that? We use it here for demonstrations. It involves stars and how all of you are made from stars and why there are tall people and short people and all that, but that's a whole demo for a Saturday. But it's all guys like you. You all have stuff. And you all work for companies that have stuff. Old computers. Think of how many computers you see thrown away from your companies every year. Send them here. It's a tax write-off. Everything you donate here is a tax write-off. That's why people give us millions of dollars worth of robots and CNC tools. It all comes from guys like people. Somebody's got something. What?
What's your age limit? You have 15-year-olds coming in?
Yeah, but you got to bring them. We're not a daycare center.
Right. If the adult's there, what's your age limit?
It varies by the kid. We try to limit it to about 12 or so.
Okay.
But I know 12-year-olds that, and I have them, that I will leave unsupervised with no parent in the high voltage lab playing with 60,000 volt power supplies, and they're fine. And I have 40-year-olds that I wouldn't let use a power drill. It's, you all know one. It depends on the kid. But understand, this isn't a daycare. We don't believe in taking the sharp edges off the world. And it's a real workshop. It's not the Children's Museum. I'm not Mr. Rogers. And because we threw away all the bullshit and threw away all the namby-pamby stuff, we actually, my insurance agent doesn't sleep at night, but we actually get to do real work here. We get to have real fun here. So if your kid is okay in that environment, and that's your job as a parent, I don't get to decide that. If you feel your kid is cool, bring them. 90% of the time, we never have a problem. I've had maybe 3 kids in 20 years of doing this. I had maybe 3 kids where I said, you can't, your kid's freaking me out.
How long have you been here doing
We've
this?
been here for 2 years, December 28th, 2010. The Geek Group has been in existence since I was 18, 1994. This is my whole life. Next.
The members that are not local, I mean, they don't get the building, and obviously unless they come in, but what are the other membership benefits for people around the world?
Chaptership.
Just,
You ever eaten a Girl Scout cookie?
yes.
You ever been to the Girl Scout headquarters?
No.
Exactly. That's the idea. So we are building chapters, just like the Girl Scouts has. They have the Girl Scouts, and then you have chapters everywhere. We are establishing chapters all over the world. And when you walked in the big main demonstration hall, you probably didn't notice all the flags in the ceiling. I have enough, that's just what we've hung so far. I have enough flags to cover the ceiling and loop the walls. Everywhere there's a flag, we have a pocket of members. And they're all building chapters. And the goal is they become registered student organizations, they have a shop, they have an office, they have a lab. It builds from there. And we send equipment to them. I had a 15-year-old kid in Oregon who needed a microscope. The EEs will love this. He was doing effects of electroshock on human tissue. He was showing carbon tracking and why it hurts when you touch the microwave oven transformer. I like this kid. And he sent me, he's a kid. He sent me a 3-page proposal for what he wants to do, how he wants to do it, and why. And he needed a microscope. Well, a microscope's like $2 grand. He can't get one of those. We got a shelf full of them. We got a shipping department right in there. Here, Heather, send this to him. We send it off. Now, the real world wouldn't do that. Atlanta Scientific will not send you a shiny new microscope because you'll steal it. You can't be trusted with these things. They're delicate precision instruments. I got a shelf full of them. Give the kid a microscope. We ship it off. He did his thing. He got an A on his paper. He did this whole huge thing. He put it in a box. He sent it back. The microscope's fine. The kid's fine. He's got a brown spot on his finger that'll never grow right. But a large part of what we do, and this is where we come back to it not being a daycare center. I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong, and I could lose everything believing this. But I believe that people are inherently good, and that if you give them a chance, if you give them a simple opportunity, they won't screw you over. They won't kill themselves in the process. People can be smart. People can be trusted. And if you do your due diligence, and you have ungodly insurance, and if you do your part to make sure that they're not a raving lunatic, you can let them play with a $1 million robot, and they won't kill themselves. You don't have to treat people like you're all idiots, you don't get to touch this. No! Come play. Sometimes shit gets broke. It happens. We're smart! I have a whole collection of nerds. We can fix it. And if you do that, if you take that leap of faith, because somebody has to, if you say, I'll let you play with these toys, I'll give you a microscope, I'll invest this in you, it comes back tenfold. And that's how things get better. Because the system that we have of everybody's an idiot, you can't trust anybody, isn't working. The whole world's going to hell because of it. Watch how much manufacturing is leaving because people don't build shit anymore. But if you give them a chance, and you give them the tools, and if you make it affordable, and you give them a good place, and you don't treat them like kids, even the kids, don't treat them like kids. Let them play with the power tools. They're going to get hurt. They're going to cut their finger. They're going to bump their knee. We did. We turned out all right. Stupid hurts. That's how it works. The kid who eats too many marbles doesn't grow up to have kids that eat too many marbles. So, yeah, that's a Geek Group. Thank you all for coming very much. so the event went wonderfully. Chris is happy. Everybody's thrilled. We did a great job. We just got to do a whole thing they were all engineers, electrical engineers and physical engineers and production engineers and all engineers. And as is traditional after we do a big catered event, the entire staff hangs out and eats lunch. So, yeah.
I got a fun one for you.
What?
He's never shoveled snow and wants to learn how.
It's because he's from Phoenix. He has no idea what snow is. All right, yeah, give him a shot. You can experience the awesome joy of being able to shovel snow. And everybody in Michigan loves doing it. Line up. It's a huge thing. Huge opportunity. Time is 14:08 hours and Moose.
Hi.
It's quite lovely.
Great, thank you.
You've been busy.
You'll notice I'm back here now.
Yeah, you're doing the 120 grit now? This is the second layer. So you've done the entire floor has been roughed, and now it's the finish sanding.
Yeah, and at this point you can't really see the difference, but you can feel it really
Okay,
quite thoroughly.
cool. And we're doing all the edging and all the little bits.
A lot of these are gonna have to, we have to make the decision between how clean do we want the floor to look and how flat do we actually want the floor to be.
Okay, why?
Because all these spots that are little bits of darker,
Or a little tiny bit lower?
yeah.
Yeah.
And we could make the whole floor
Why don't you
flat.
take 15 thou off even, give me a good smooth surface. You got a tolerances of 5 thou.
Let's just bring
Corner to corner, 15 thou.
Let's bring the top of the sheet over in here.
Yeah, let's just
Just
bring it.
move it across the room.
Yeah.
Because I could do that.
No, just make it decent. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Well, my working theory is once we put the stain on,
I don't think you're gonna notice with the stain on it. I mean, there's gonna be a slight irregularity to it, but it's fine. It's beautiful. It's worlds better than it was.
yeah.
I mean, it's just a floor. I'm not gonna spend a month on a floor. I don't mind spending a couple days on
That's
it.
exactly it.
Yeah.
As I was going, I decided let's make this a day project and not a week.
Yeah, let's put a couple days on it. It's an 80-20 line now. That's where I want you to hit, the 80-20 line.
Well, that's where I'm hanging out.
Okay, cool. But yeah, the most bang for the buck. I want to clean up the edge and that, but yeah.
Well, that's what Jabroni's been doing. And
Yep.
over here, oh my gosh, that is terrible.
It's gonna be rough, but he'll get there.
Floor is like,
Okay.
because I was there a lot. That's what you get.
All right. Can we get some of the 40 grit for the hand sander?
Yeah,
Okay. I would imagine it
requires another trip to Home Depot.
because we don't do that 5 times a
I'm
day.
just trying to take advantage of the clock ticking on.
Yeah, let's grind this out as much as we can and get every single bit we can with the big one. Then we'll take it back and get some simple sand and do the cleaning, and then we'll vacuum the hell out of it. And your buddy's coming over, isn't he? Scott was coming over?
He's coming tomorrow.
He's coming tomorrow.
He's gonna do the stain with me.
Okay, so today it's all sand.
Yeah.
Okay,
Part
then-
that I can't just throw a random helper up.
All right, well then today, sanding all day. But this is awesome. I'm quite impressed. And the live stream is loving it. They're all watching up there. Plus we have the time lapse, which will be out. So yeah,
Oh, this is gonna be. the time
yeah,
lapse.
this is gonna be a neat time lapse. All right, we'll be back. All right, guys, we got viewer mail in from Hugh Tassel. 15 terabytes of hard drive space. This is going in NOC 2. 15 terabytes. This is our Blue Cherry system. And there's more coming. Let's open this up and see what we've got. I don't know what's on the top, but that's got a sticker on it, so I'll open this side. What do we got from Hugh? Well, that's one way to ship it. What is it? That's your power system. Yeah. We're having fun now. Here, I'm going to hand you some things. We can stack them out there. Oh, yeah. Does that turn you on? Oh, yeah. How about a power box?
Oh, that little thing?
Yeah. I think it'll get by. 20 amps at 240, 4 of them, take it. That's all you. All right, what's next? Hold still while I cut you. Your sexy front case covers.
Nobody ever sends these. That's
Yeah,
great.
we never
So
get
great.
those. See, Hugh is a professional. He wants it to not just work, he wants it to be free.
Oh, I see an ESP there.
Oh, hey, radios. Lots of radios, 3 radios, which is way better than just 2. Now we can invite a friend. And the antennas. Well, play with these. Alright, that's radios and antennas. For you. 2x2 DVI DL switcher with DVI USB and audio. That's, I'm gonna figure this out, but I think this thing heads upstairs. I think that's what the bank wants. I'll have to talk to you and find out what he's thinking. This is a lithium-ion battery charger. I have no idea. I'll figure that one out. Might go with the radios. Ooh, you might have a need for that. That is God's own DVI cable. that is the biggest damn DVI cable I've ever seen. Huh. It's a fiber optic DVI cable. That's cool if you don't know what the hell you're gonna do with it. Huh, alright. All this is your stuff. Take it down, rack it. It all gets its own dedicated rack. You now have a new power system for the knock, which
Yeah,
is going to be
that's
quite
gonna
lovely.
be nuts.
Yeah. But get it all hooked up, and then the next step is either you or Enos
Probably both of
or
us.
Todd or all 3.
Right.
Make it work. This is the Blue Cherry hard drive array. This is 136 cameras around the building, dumping into that. That's the buffer.
Sweet.
Cool. Thank you, Hugh. Tell me what I'm supposed to do with some of this stuff. We'll be back. Dog, are you here to help with viewer mail? Are you? You're such a good dog. All right, guys, it's time for viewer mail. It's 15:46 hours. Mommy's helping. I got a box from Doug. It's a box from Doug, and it's sealed up with gaffer tape. What? What do you want? Hey, I gotta open this. I got one from Doug. Sealed up with gaffer tape. It's serious. Doug's a guy who knows how to ship things. It's from Doug. Alright. We have a remote. We have a note. Chris, 1 black box VGA KVM extender pair. Send your remote with new batteries. This is the remote for the big projector in the ceiling in the MDH. No full motion HD video and you'll be good. Keep building awesome. Regards, Pittsburgh Doug. Thank you, Doug. Oh, that tells us how to hook it together. Wow. Okay. He sent me the link to the thing. Here's what he just sent us and the price for it. So, thank you, Doug. That's pretty serious. And batteries to go with it. Sure, interesting batteries. So this is a wireless KVM extender. This should be pretty useful. Never played with such a thing. That's going to be neat. Alright.
Hi.
Alright, that's viewer mail. Thank you, Doug. You guys have fun. And that plus the big giant truckload of stuff in the other room, I think should do us for viewer mail for today. There should be some interesting stuff coming tomorrow though. So, yeah. And now with that, I'm going to get back on floor. Alright, Moose, what's this?
I did a test with mineral spirits to see how clean the floor looks.
Okay. It's still got the swirlies in it,
It does.
but that's from the big sanding.
We're gonna live with them.
We are?
Yeah,
We're just going to live with that?
yeah.
We can't do the whole floor at 120 grit? We get rid of the big swirlies?
That is 120 grit.
Okay.
This is the line. We talked about the 80-20.
Yeah, we can get finer sanding, but the stuff won't stick to it if we do.
Well, and we instantly add days to the project, and once we stain it,
So, nobody cares. I can dig it. It's the 80-20 line. It's like we're going to have little swirls, and if you get right up there, you can see them, but short of that, nobody's ever going to notice it.
from here,
Yeah,
you don't want to see.
I can live with it.
But I wanted to do a test to see where we're at. I'm thrilled with it. That's what we're gonna get.
Okay.
So now we sand the perimeter with palm sanders, and somebody else vacuums the whole room.
A lot.
Yeah.
I got a special attachment with a little brush on it.
Oh.
So we can. You have a brush attachment? That's where we're at.
Okay. So we do perimeter edge sanding, which is already well underway and looking great. We still got to do all this, but that right there.
So yeah, I think I am gonna go bring the sander back,
Okay.
and then when I come back, I'll do an hour or two of edge sanding with Steven.
Cool. Which should easily round out the room.
Yes, but when I go to bring the sander back, I'll get some.
Much more aggressive. Yeah. All right. Go get some vicious discs, and we'll start edge sanding. All right. So I've asked everybody. I can't really get a consensus. So this is what I'm gonna do. I got a system. I got a plan. Okay, Omni, you gotta pick one. Either this one or this one. Which one do you like better? Oh, Dog says black. Why would you pick black? Doug says black.
Okay.
That's the win. Okay. You sure that's the one you want? All right. Doug says black. Thank you, Omni. You're a good dog. Yep, dog approves. Black it is.
All right, now I'm gonna switch that one.
All right. And the seventh angel broke the seventh seal and beheld from upon the mountains, it is finished! All right, good job, guys.
Did you ever see my Book of Revelation special?
No, you did a Book of Revelation special. Was this for the thing with the Wookiee Muppet?
Yeah, well, it didn't have a Wookiee in it, but yeah.
Okay. I gotta see this. All right, guys, that's it. There's still a dark spot back in the corner.
The very, very corner, that's just the way it is.
Yeah? All
Dark
right.
spot in the corner? No, that's an optical illusion because of the light from the mirror.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's why there's a dark spot there.
Mirror,
Okay. All right, you win that.
Optics.
All right, so tomorrow, a little bit of stain. What's with the two different?
Oh, wow, supplies.
Yeah.
Well, they did have this in gallons,
Okay.
so.
Is that enough to do the whole floor?
Yep.
You sure about that?
Math says it is.
Math says it is? All
I
right.
bought all they had. They sell more at the Home Depot.
And this
up
is the
street,
polyurethane on top of it?
And that's the only one they had at the place I was at.
Oh, okay, because I'm like, I know that ain't enough.
No, it's
So-
not, so I'm gonna get more. But
Okay.
we can put this down and then I can go shopping and while it dries.
All right. I'm
So-
thinking you're gonna need a lot more of that than you got.
Then, this?
Yep.
We'll
Can't
see.
put on too much. It can't
You
be too
can.
dark. Oh, we totally
Can't put
can't.
on too much.
Dump the container and mop it around.
We are gonna have to do something kind of interesting with it though.
What?
It comes in 3 different lots
Okay. So we just dump it all together and mix it?
into a 5-gallon.
Yeah, it's easier.
5-gallon bucket of wood stain, okay.
Yep.
Yeah! What could possibly go wrong with that? And this is how we're gonna mop it on?
Yep.
That's my Friday night.
Lambs,
skin.
okay.
It's good stuff. I've used it before.
All right. Dinner break?
Yeah.
All right.
So what needs to happen before tomorrow is this room needs to be vacuumed.
Yes.
A lot. There can be no dust.
Yes.
Everything must be
I
clean.
think swept first, but yes.
Yes.
No, you don't need to bother because this
I keep forgetting we have a brush now.
versus
Yes.
Everything gets vacuumed. The walls get vacuumed.
Yeah.
All right.
How'd you get so dusty?
He's jabroni.
You're one to talk.
Yeah, you're.
I'm not quite as dusty as you are.
Oh, well, I'm dusty up here because I put my face in things.
He's just cool like that.
You're looking more like a Lincoln this.
You ever seen a colorized photograph of Abe Lincoln?
Well, there's a movie. It's in color.
Yeah, a little bit. I can look at pictures of Daniel Day-Lewis anyway. He's usually in color.
Okay. I'm going to dinner. Omni dog. You want to eat? Omni dog.
Dust myself.
Let's go get dinner.
Oh,
I'll be back. Ah, that's better.
I learned how to run a machine shop.
Set up an enterprise level server.
Program 9-foot robots.
Make lightning.
Edit video.
I'm building a radio station.
Light bulb terrarium.
a high-performance electric car.
I'm a CNC geek.
Computer geek.
Robot geek.
Physics geek.
AV geek.
I'm a radio geek.
Craft geek.
Car buff.
No matter what kind of geek you are, we've got a place for you here at the Geek Group. Come join us. We build awesome.